With Remax. I'm here today with Sharon Harrison of Nation's Home Warranty, and we're going to do a quick explanation or a quick Q&A about what is a home warranty. Thank you so much for coming, Sharon.
It's my pleasure to be here. Let me explain what a home warranty is. A home warranty is a contract that covers the systems and appliances that are built in your home, in case of my company, for 13 months. And so it's anything that is built into the home, such as your garbage disposal, your air conditioning system, your electrical, your plumbing, and that is what's covered under a home warranty contract.
Now, regarding the home warranty being negotiable, it's been my experience that most sellers are more than willing to pay that amount for the buyer. Why is that?
Well, what happens is the seller is so anxious to get the house sold and to have all of the systems and appliances covered, because if something goes wrong the day after closing, they don't want the buyer coming back to check with them for repairs. And so it's a perfect vehicle for a seller to step away from their home and leave the responsibility of the systems and appliances with a home warranty company.
Right. I've always said it's a way for the seller to cut the umbilical cord of the home. Move on, pay that money so that you don't have to ever worry about that buyer coming back and saying, the AC broke the day we moved in, which has happened.
It happens, absolutely, and that is the mindset, I think, of most sellers.
Now, do sellers, like if I were selling my home, or if I had a listing that we were putting on the market, do you offer a product for sellers to protect them once they put their house on the market?
Yes, we do. We have a free seller's coverage, and that is if you sign a listing agreement with a real estate agent. If you're a for sale by owner, you're not allowed to have free listing coverage. But the listing coverage parallels the listing agreement, and it's great for the seller because he is the guy or she is the gal who's going to be paying for it at closing. And so it's a wonderful, wonderful vehicle for your sellers.
And how often do you, what percentage is buyers versus sellers? Do you regularly work more with buyers, or is it a lot of it is it listings?
Most of the contracts that we work with realtors is through the buying end of it.
Okay, I wasn't sure. We haven't utilized that, but it sounds like a perfect product that we should be just alerting our sellers to the fact. So I'll have to remember that moving forward.
Thank you.
Now, if somebody want to try and contact you as far as with questions about who you are, your business, or what you do, how would they go about doing that?
Well, it's very, very simple. You can go to my website, which is home-warranty.com. Don't forget the dash. Or you can call our office at 888-737-7070. And on my staff, I have Spanish-speaking customers. I have engineers, because you'll have clients who want to know that in-depth thing, and also for you buyers and sellers, if you want clarification. The wonderful thing is when you call my company, there's no phone jail. 90% of calls are answered in 90 seconds, which is such a blessing. So you don't have to go through the ones and the twos and the hesitations. And we want you to call because we have time to talk to you. Your real estate agent, it's a very complex contract, and what you need to know, not only what we cover, but of course what we don't cover, so you don't have any surprises.
Right. These are maintenance-based warranties. You have to keep that in mind. As I tell people when we're walking through and the question comes up, I'm like, you can't go throw rocks at your air conditioner and expect that that's going to be covered.
Exactly.
So it's just one of those things. And I always say, listen, if something fails, you contact me. Ask me questions before we contact the home warranty company, because there may be something as simple as changing your filter that may fix it. But there are certain things that you're supposed to do so that policy is in place and that they're covered and there are no issues moving forward.
Another thing that I'd like to mention at this point in time is it's very important, especially when you're moving to a new area and you don't have contractors and you don't know who you're calling. If a technician or a service company, whether they're servicing your air conditioning company or your dishwasher, are not bonded and licensed and insured, If your house burns or if your house floods, your homeowner's insurance will not pay for those repairs if that contractor does not have all his T's and I's crossed. So when you have a home warranty company, you know that the contractor that they're sending has all of that criteria. And if that contractor cannot fix it, sometimes repairs are difficult. We will send another contractor. So we're behind you all the way as far as your repairs, but just be careful who you let put a wrench on any of your equipment.
Definitely. It's one of those things. Whether you're a buyer or the seller, you want to make sure that work's done correctly, and so that moving forward, you're not putting yourself or your family or the next family that may be in the home in harm's way. And
Exactly.
It's one of those things that you really just, it's a little bit more expensive, but again, it's a safety issue.
Exactly.
Well, Sharon, thank you so much for joining us in shooting this video. It's very informative, and beyond that, have a great day.
Thank you very much.